So dear cadets, today I am going to teach you water purification system. Just see, at most we are in the last leg of this unit. So what do you mean by water purification system? Just see, in the water there are so many dissolved, suspended impurities. Not only this one, in the water, some virus, bacteria, these things are also there. So their removal is must before making it fit for drinking. So just try to understand the meaning of water purification system is the removal of dissolved, suspended and germs from the water so that it can be made fit for drinking. Now just try to understand, in our school also water purification system is there, in outside also water purification system is there. So some water purification system are small, some are big, but see the basic principle and basic steps for the purification of water is almost similar, isn't it? So just try to understand. Today will give you idea how the water is actually gets purified. Okay, so just see, we'll take the help of extra marks also.
By waterworks. For waterworks, the source of water is usually a river or lake near the city. The water obtained from these sources is not fit for drinking because it contains dissolved solids, mud, and disease-causing microorganisms.
So dear cadets, just see, in the cities or at our home, whatever water is coming, that is coming from the river, ponds or lakes. And already I told you, this water contains so many dissolved mud and microorganisms, means virus, bacteria. So their removal is only known as water purification system. Water purification. And the system which is responsible for the removal of these things, that is known as water purification system.
So, water purifying industries first make the water fit for drinking and then supply it to various homes. The water is collected from a reservoir, which can be a river or lake. Then it passes through many tanks and undergoes many cleaning processes before it is distributed to homes. The water for city supply is made fit for drinking through sedimentation, loading, filtration, and chlorination.
So just understand, dear cadets, actually in the purification of water, these four things should be involved. So just see, the water which is coming from lake, pond or river, that may contain a lot of weak impurities. So when it is passed through the sedimentation tank, then heavy particles will settle down. Now one tank is there where water is allowed to settle for some period of time. So whatever heavy particles are present, they will be settled at the bottom. So that tank is known as sedimentation tank. Next one is loading. Just try to understand, in the water what is there? Some charged particles are also there. So this water is allowed to one chamber where another positively charged particles are kept. So then what would be there? Positively charged particle will be attracted to the negatively charged body. Similarly, positively charged impurities or particle will be attracted towards the negatively charged body which is kept in that chamber. In this way, such kind of impurity will also be removed because opposite charges attract each other. and similar charges repel each other. Remember this. Next one is filtration. Now still some small particles impurities may be present in the water, so it is subjected for filtration. So the particles which cannot pass through the pores of the filter paper, they will also be filtered out. Now almost indissolved means indissolved impurities or insoluble impurities are removed. Now what about soluble impurities? Just see, for the soluble impurities also some processes are there. We'll explain you. They can also be removed. The most important chamber is chlorination chamber. In there chlorine tablet or bleaching powder is added, so that whatever microbes are there, they can be removed. So try to understand, these are the basic 4 steps for making water fit for drinking.
Given is the schematic representation of fractional distillation of water.
So just try to understand, this is a fractional distillation of water. Just see, this is reservoir, this is sedimentation tank to allow solid to settle down. So here what is there, heavy particle will settle down. This is loading tank, reloading tank, as I explained, same process will be there. This is filtration tank. In this filtration tank there are so many layers. Upper side water is there. Now here what is there, fine sand. Upper layer is the fine sand particle. Now bigger than sand particle gravels are there. Then bigger than that one coarse gravels are there. So just to see, these are the beds, layers, and from top water will come. Okay, so whatever dissolved impurities are there, they will also settle here. So insoluble impurity, they will be settled here in sedimentation tank and loading tank, and soluble impurities will be settled here, because water has to pass through the many layers, and by the time all these impurities will be settled among the sand particles, gravel particles, and coarse gravel particles. Now after passing from this chamber, here what is there, chlorination tank is there, where what is there, if in the water bacteria is present, so the chlorine tablet or bleaching powder is added, they will also be killed. Now water which is coming out, that is pure now and fit for drinking. So in this way, all types of impurity, let it be suspended or dissolved impurity, everything, even microbes, they are also being removed. Now that water is fit for drinking. So dear cadets, in this way your entire chapter is finished. This was one of the biggest chapter. Physical and chemical changes I have already completed. So there is no need of teaching physical and chemical changes again. Once again I am just recapitulating how many things I completed in this chapter. Just see. I started with the pure substance, then classification of pure substance. Pure substance are 2 types, elements and compound. Elements and compound completely have been taught by me. Elements can be classified into metal, non-metal and metallites. Compound also I taught, difference between elements and compound. Now next one I taught you the impure substances or impure compounds. Under impure what was there? Mixture was there. So mixture can be divided into homogeneous and heterogeneous. What was the difference between compound and mixture? That also I completed. Afterwards, homogeneous mixture can also be known as solution. So I taught you the solution. In solution, what was there? 3 types of solution were there: true solution, colloidal solution, and suspension. That also I taught. Not only this one, I compare the properties of true solution, colloidal solution, and suspension, concentration of solution, numericals. Then I taught physical change and chemical change also. Afterwards, I started the technique of separation. In technique of separation, I taught following technique. sublimation, crystallization, chromatography, distillation, simple distillation, fractional distillation. Then one more technique I taught, separating funnel. Not only this one, some techniques which you have studied in the lower classes like winnowing, hand picking, all these things, sieving, all these things I have completed. So now this is the time to switch over to the NCERT exercise or chapter number 2, that is matter around us view. So the chapter number 2, first question is, which separation technique will you apply for the separation of the following? Sodium chloride from its solution in water. Sodium chloride from its solution in water. Simple technique, evaporation. Ammonium chloride from a mixture containing a sodium chloride and ammonium chloride. Very simple technique. What is that one? Ammonium chloride is sublime substance. Sublimation technique you can use. Small piece of metal in the engine oil of car. So metal piece can be attracted by the magnet. So magnetic separation. Different pigments from an extract of flower petals. Best technique is chromatography. Butter from a curd. Centrifugation. Oil from water. Separating funnel. Tea leaves from tea, filtration. Iron pins from sand, magnetic separation. Okay. Wheat grains from husk, winnowing. Fine mud particles suspended in water. The best technique is centrifugation or churning. So answer also I am just showing you. You can note down. These are the answers. Okay, so let us move to the question number 2. Write the steps you would use for making tea. Use the words solution, solvent, solute, dissolved, soluble, insoluble, filtrate and resin. Tea can be prepared by the following steps. Take some water as solvent in a kettle and boil it for a few minutes. Now add 1 teaspoon sugar, 1 teaspoon tea leaves and some milk as a solute to water. They all together form a solution. Now boil the solution again for a few minutes so that sugar dissolves in solution as sugar is soluble in water. Now filter the solution through a strainer. The insoluble tea leaves remain on the strainer as residue and the filtrate is collected in cup. Pragya tested the solubility of 3 different substances at different temperature and collected the data as given below. The results are given in the following table as grams of substance dissolved in 100 grams of water to form a saturated solution. What mass of potassium nitrate would be needed to produce a saturated solution of potassium nitrate in 50 grams of water at 313 Kelvin? Pragya makes a saturated solution of potassium chloride in water at 353 Kelvin and leaves the solution to cool at room temperature. What would she observe as the solution cools? Explain. Find the solubility of tea salt at 293 Kelvin. Which salt has the highest solubility at this temperature? What is the effect of change of temperature on the solubility of salt? So just see, this is the solubility of potassium nitrate at this one, 62 by 100. So 100 gram of water contain potassium nitrate 62 gram. 50 gram of water contain potassium nitrate. In this way you can solve. Thus 31 gram of potassium nitrate would be needed to produce a saturated solution of water. Potassium nitrate is needed to produce the saturated solution of potassium nitrate in 50 gram of water at 313 Kelvin. Second one, on cooling the solubility of salt decreases with falling temperature. Hence, the crystal of potassium chloride will separate out on cooling. Just see, even in the crystallization chapter I taught, crystallization technique I taught you that after making the saturated solution, you have to heat the solution. After heating, what would be there? Sudden cooling. Then what is there? The substance which is less soluble, that will come out. The maximum amount of the salt which is dissolved in 100 gram of water to form a saturated solution at a given temperature is known as solubility. The solubilities of different salt at 293 Kelvin in 100 gram of water are given in column 2 in the table. Solubility of potassium nitrate at 293 Kelvin is 32 gram. Solubility of sodium chloride at 293 is 36 gram. Solubility of potassium chloride at 293 is 35 gram. Solubility of ammonium chloride at 293 Kelvin is 37 gram. From the above data, it is clear that ammonium chloride has the highest solubility at 293 Kelvin. D. Generally, the solubility of salt increases with the increase of temperature. However, from the data given in the table, the increase is different for different salts. For example, the solubility of potassium nitrate increases appreciably. That of ammonium chloride increases slightly. That of potassium chloride increases marginally, while that of sodium chloride almost remains constant. So this question is based on solubility. That solubility also I taught you. Factors affecting the solubility. So dear cadets, let us move to the next question. That explain the following giving examples. The first one is saturated solution, second one is the pure substance, third one is colloid, fourth one is the suspension. What is saturated solution? A solution in which no more solute can be dissolved at a particular temperature. See, here already I taught you the definition of these things. So it doesn't mean that whatever is given in the extra marks, same thing you should write. Already I told, like just see here, in the pure substance, they have explained in this way. But see, pure substance is substance that shows same characteristics at a given temperature and pressure is called pure substance. For example, distilled water is the pure substance. Now you can follow my definition of pure substance. Okay? Colloid's definition. Already I told, colloid is a heterogeneous mixture that consists of particles bigger than that of solution and smaller than that of suspension. For example, smoke, butter, milk. So just see, you can simple write as I told. Okay? Suspension. Suspension is a heterogeneous mixture in which solid is dispersed in liquid. The solute particle in suspension do not dissolve but remain suspended throughout the medium. Okay? So in this way also you can write, there is no problem. I don't have any problem. Chalk particle, muddy water and all those things. So now for today's almost it is over because nowadays examination is also going on. So first you complete this one. Afterwards remaining exercise I will complete. Thank you. So dear cadets, just you complete these exercises, okay? Extra exercise I will not give because these NCERT exercise is enough for you to complete. Don't forget to write because afterwards nobody will complete this one. So these exercises are very important. Just keep writing, keep making the notes. Otherwise, at the end you will feel a lot of burden. And chapter wise keep on finishing. In this way, today's duration is completed. Thank you.